Leaping Literacy ETV. Come on, let's celebrate creativity. Welcome, fun friends, to more Leaping Literacy Library ETV Insect Respect celebrations. I know we don't always appreciate our creepy crawly friends or really want them hanging out with us. Yet their divine design is well worth a bit of our time. You know, they've been here millions and millions and millions more years than we humans have. And they way outnumber us. When combined, all the ants in the world together weigh more than all the humans in the world together. That calculation is based on the idea that the average human weighs 1 million more times than the average ant. So just think about the quadzillions and billions and trillions more ants there are than humans. Entomologists Wilson and Holdobler are the ones that figured that out. An entomologist is a bug scientist. I like to think of them as a bug biologist, and I always thought entomologist should really be called an insectologist. Insectology. Can you dig the terminology? A truer name for entomology, it's bug biology, insect ideology. Insectology, that's insect terminology. It's the perfect subtext in the bug context. The subject is, what's an insect? Insectology, abdomen, thorax, and head. Without these three, it's a bug instead. Insectology. Select an insect and closely inspect. If it's got 6 legs and 2 antennae, it could be a true insect. Insectology. Does it have 1 or 2 sets of wings? You've got to inspect your insect for these things. Insectology. Got to select, got to respect, and got to inspect. Select and inspect, and insect with respect. Insectology. Respectfully inspect. Look for abdomen, thorax, and head. Check for all the insect things. 6 legs, 2 antennae, and 1 or 2 sets of wings. Insectology. Select an insect. Respect an insect. Inspect an insect. It's insectology, bug biology, entomology, insectology. Ants. As we noted earlier, these itty-bitty crawling ones way outnumber and outweigh us humans. Ants have been on the planet as long as dinosaurs. 140 to 160 million years our ant friends have been crawling the earth. They live in a colony, sometimes called an ant hill, and it can be anywhere from a couple dozen to a couple million ants in one colony. There's 1 queen per colony. She has 1 job, and that is to lay eggs. What? And she lives to be like 30 years old. Everybody else is a worker ant, and they work in all kinds of capacities. They live to about 1 to 3 years is the average lifespan for a worker ant. So one of the things that is fascinating about ants is that they have these things called pheromones. They put out these scents, these smells, and that's how they can detect things. They also can sense vibration. So they will know when someone who doesn't belong in the colony will enter the colony. So these chemicals, these scented chemicals that they emit, these pheromones, have all kinds of different tasks that they help them do, and they can come through with their antenna. They can touch their antenna and emit pheromones, and they can do things like guide the undertaker worker ants. So an undertaker is the ant who takes care of the dead ants. Right. So when ants die either inside the colony or outside the colony, the undertaker ant will bring that ant back to like a graveyard. It's called a minden. And so they take care of their dead. They don't just leave them laying around willy-nilly. I think that's pretty cool. Like many insects, ants have compound eyes so they can see in every direction. Amazing ants! They can carry 10 to 50 times their own weight. So that's why you can see them carrying each other or carrying these big sticks and things. Yeah. They don't have lungs to breathe, but they kind of have these holes in the side of them, which makes their whole body breathe. Yes. Ants remind us to stay connected to the whole, building for the good of all. They remind us about the power of working together and cooperation for shared purpose. Big things can get done with little actions. A lot of little ones of us coming together can cause big changes. Thanks, ants. Ant says, I am community. We are community. Here's a fun, crafty way that you can play with ants, your individual thumbprint, and making a whole colony. Ant energy also says to stay patient and trusting, that we can make those big changes with our small actions, and to trust that these small actions will build what we are looking to build. We just need to be patient. What in your life is calling you to patience and trust? Here's our action ants taking us through the alphabet to inspect insects. Lori stories, play with words that rhyme, Lori. Inspecting insects, a Lori storybook. An amazing action ant alphabet adventure. Hi, we're Ashley, Armando, Aaron, Angelina. Action ants about to begin another amazing action ant alphabet adventure! Yippee! We are inspecting insects with the ABCs. You come and see too. Let's inspect insects. A's army ants are approaching agreeable aphids. B's bumblebees buzz below beautiful butterflies bouncing bubbles. Careful, colorful caterpillars continuously caution centipedes. D's dancing damselflies dazzle delighted dragonflies. E's enthusiastic entomologists eventually entrap escaping earwigs. F's flitting fruit flies fearlessly follow flashing fireflies. G's green grasshoppers give gulping grubs gritty grass. H's hornets heartily, happily hound hard-headed houseflies. I's insect invitations inclusively include Irish inchworms. J's jazzercising Japanese beetles joyfully join jogging June bugs. K's kissing bugs keep kindly kissing kicking katydids. L's leaf-loving lunching ladybugs look like locusts. M's mosquitoes make meek mealworms measure millipedes. N's no-see-ums nest near northern nymph nurseries. O orders others off of Orb Weaver's old operations. P provides passing potato bugs puffy poofy pillows. Q questions quadrant quantity, quizzingly qualifying quality. R's running roly-polies retreat rampant red robber flies. S's sneaky silverfish slip sideways, shaking spitting spiders. T's termites take treats to trapped terrarium thrips. U, uncovering underground uranium, unearths unknown urchins. V's velvet ants vicariously view voiceless Venus flytrap videos. W's wasps watch white flies wrestling with white webs. X's X-raying excavator examines exact excavation excretions. Y's yucca yard yields young yellow jackets year-round. Z's zebu zookeeper zealously zings zeeton zooids. So many amazing insects with the ABCs, including us, insect ants, on every page. Did you see? Look again through the ABCs. Start back at letter A for Army ants and Action ants. Ashley, Armando, Aaron, Angelina, and another amazing Action Ant alphabet adventure! Can you read all the words in Inspecting Insects? Read with us. Lori stories, play with words that rhyme, Lori. The Flea, a Lori storybook. You better run, you better flee! Oh, can't you see? It's the itty-bitty jumping insect flea. There's a dog with fleas, scratching with toes and bent knees. Flea bite, oh, won't you please get rid of these fleas? You better run, you better flee! Oh, can't you see? It's the itty-bitty jumping insect flea. Kitty Mimi has fleas. Flea bite, Mimi scratches and meows. Please, oh, please get rid of these fleas. You better run, you better flee! Oh, can't you see? It's the itty-bitty jumping insect flea. These monkeys have fleas. They find 'em and pick 'em off. Bye-bye, fleas. Yes, monkeys, get rid of those pesky fleas. There's a market of fleas. Flea market, pretty as you please. All these marketing fleas. You better run, you better flee! Oh, can't you see? It's the itty-bitty jumping insect flea. Can you read all the words in The Flea? Dolores, the horse. The homophone is ringing. Flea. T, flee. There once was a flea who wanted to have tea on top of a golf tee. But when the golf ball came, the flea had to flee. Read with us online.
Hey, Uncle Fido! Hello, Fred. It's so good to see you. Oh, you get to come out now because we're not have to stay inside all the time.
Oh my goodness, we had so much social distance.
Yeah, but now it's getting better.
Yeah, everything seems better, and I'm so happy to be outside.
Oh, so happy to see you.
Yes, and happy to see you, Uncle Fido.
Yeah.
You know, I've been wanting to ask you something.
Yeah.
Well, I'm so happy to be outside, but I started to get really itchy. And you know, my people, they have allergies, so I thought maybe I have allergies from outside. Do dogs get allergies, Uncle Fido?
Well, maybe you have this little insect called a flea.
Ooh.
And it gets on your fur and bites you. And my people put drops on me, and it helps to make the fleas go away.
Ooh, fleas?
Yeah. Well, they have to eat too.
You know, everybody and everything eats. That's true. So are you saying that the fleas eat me?
Yeah. It doesn't feel good, but your human can do something and make it better.
Ooh, I hope my human does something for me, for the fleas.
Yeah, and so now I don't itch, but it's a little tiny insect.
Teeny tiny because I can't see them. Can you see them on me?
You can't
Do I have them
see them
anywhere?
sometimes in your fur.
Oh, okay. So I don't have allergies.
No, I don't
But
think so.
I have fleas.
You might.
Okay.
Your human can help you.
Okay. Somehow I'll have to get my human to get me something like your human got you.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, well, still, I'm so happy to see you.
Oh, it's
and
so
I hope
good.
next time I see you, I will have gotten rid of the fleas and I will be all itchy.
Good.
Oh.
Well, I love you, Fred.
I love you, Uncle Fido.
It's true, we don't really like bugs in our house too much. We don't like fleas on our cats and dogs. Fleas are not something we generally have a really good time with, you know, like butterflies. But we can always have a good time with our imagination. And anybody or anything can be a friend in our imagination. So we're going to sing a song, Read with a Flea. We're going to read with a flea in the song. Let's practice the chorus of the song. The chorus is the part that comes around as we're telling the story. We repeat the chorus as we're singing along. So you sing it right after me, okay? There was a tiny flea jumping free on my knee. Got that? There was a tiny flea jumping free on my knee. Good. It was so happy it giggled with glee. It was so happy it giggled with glee. Very good. Let's sing that whole chorus together. There was a tiny flea jumping free on my knee, and it was so happy it giggled with glee. Let's sing it. There was a tiny flea jumping free on my knee. It was so happy it giggled with glee. Very good. Well, here's a true story about a tiny flea who sat on my knee to read with me. There was a tiny flea hanging out with me. It pulled out a big book for me to read. I read the first chapter, then I read one more. Flea said to me, you gotta read at least 4. Alright, here's our chorus. There was a tiny flea. There was a tiny flea jumping free on my knee. It was so happy it giggled with glee. Now the tiny flea, it began to sing. It sang and it sang about most anything. It sang about rats, cats, bees, and fleas. And then it sang out, won't you sing with me? There was a tiny flea jumping free on my knee. It was so happy it giggled with glee. Next the tiny flea, it began to dance. It was doing soft shoe right there on my pants. It danced in a circle, it danced in a square. It danced a jitterbug, then did a flip in the air. There was a tiny flea jumping free on my knee. It was so happy it giggled with glee. Then the tiny flea said it was hungry. Asked if I had a juicy strawberry. I said why not, and put one on my knee. And that flea slurped it up so happily. There was a tiny flea jumping free on my knee. It was so happy it giggled with glee. The flea was full from the strawberry, so it pulled out another book for me to read. I said, okay, but you read to me. So the flea read chapters 1, then 2, then 3. There was a tiny flea jumping free on my knee. It was so happy it giggled with glee. After chapter 4, the flea said no more. And then it laid down and it started to snore. I picked up the flea ever so gently, and I laid it on a pillow in a tiny teepee. Okay, let's sing the chorus quietly so we don't wake up the flea. There was a tiny flea jumping free on my knee. It was so happy it giggled with glee. That's the story of a tiny flea who sat on my knee to read with me. Good singing, my friends. Sounded great on that chorus. So, fleas are itty-bitty tiny little things, and they can cause some trouble. Sometimes small things can cause trouble. You know, when we read books, they have lots of words in them, and words can be really important, even tiny little words with 1 or 2 letters. So, if you noticed in that song, we talk about the flea as he or she. Actually, it's it. It. And we can get away with that for a flea, but we wouldn't want to call a person an it. No. And I think sometimes it's important to realize that we often call things that are she, he. And usually I have found people, when they have a bug, even little people, they always refer to that bug as a he. I figure about half the bugs have to be she, right? So I know sometimes people, especially these days, they're pretty careful about what they want to be called. Some people identify as they. They don't want to be called he or she. They want to be called they. So words can be really important. And to be good friends, we can pay attention to the words that we use to describe a bug or a person. And when it comes to people, we can describe people how they want to be referred to, what makes them feel good. So that's it for our little imagination voyage with the flea and thinking about the small things that matter. Thanks for being here any day and taking the leap into literacy play. See you next time, friends.
Leaping